All right, it looks like we are live. Today, we're going to be talking about how you can buy an item and sell it online for a profit. So it's going to be a basic video and also an advanced video at the same time, because basically you can do this in tons of different ways. If you're more advanced and you have the fundamentals of this, you can go on and do a lot of things. But really, if you're wanting to make money, a really good way is literally to buy a product that people already want, products that are already branded by people, and you're just able to get it at a cheaper price and then sell it for what it's worth, either on eBay or Amazon. So at a very foundational level, a few ways that you can do this is to sell on eBay stuff that you have thrifted, found at garage sales, had for free around your house, gone to estate sales. What else could you do? You could go to flea markets. There's just a lot of different ways to get inventory for cheap, and it gets easier and easier as you have done it more. And also, if you're on the replay, this would be good to listen to while you're shipping, while you're sourcing, whatever you're doing. If you're on the replay, welcome. But also, if you want to do this in a more advanced way, the business model that I do is I purchase from eBay and then I sell on Amazon. And basically what you can do there is you can target items that you already know are selling well and are selling for a good amount of money. And then you find those at a cheaper price. So example of both of these situations, let's say you find a like a Canon toner at a garage sale or something, and they're asking $5 for it. And then you look up on eBay and you see that this is selling for $50. So the basic calculation that you would do there is the fees are different in every category, but it's generally around 13%. So let's say you sell for 50, get your calculators out, and you're just going to be doing this math over and over again, because you want to know exactly what you're going to make every single time that you sell an item. So 50 times 0.8, 0.87 for 13% fees. So that's $43.50. And then if you ship it, let's say it costs $10, and then you're left with $33.50. And if you get it for $5, that's going to be $28.05. And you're going to be 5-6xing your money in that situation if you're able to find something like that. Or you can do something on buying from eBay and then selling on Amazon, where you basically, let's say it's the same Canon toner and you're ungated in Canon. On Amazon, let's say you buy that same toner for $35 or $40, you get some kind of a discount on it. But you see on Amazon that it sells for $90. And after fees, you're going to be left with $75. And you're going to have to ship to the customer, so you're going to get $65 back. If you purchased for $40, that's $25 profit as well. But you can target exactly what you're looking for. Whereas when you're thrifting, you kind of just have to know what's valuable and pick up what you can, unless you have relationships with people. So I'm going to do a little bit of online sourcing from eBay to Amazon, just to share some of that with you guys. So let me share my screen. There's a lot of different ways that you can do this. You can use software. You can just do this manually. A software called FlipMine is good. There's another one called Catcher that's good. I would recommend making a Excel sheet full of different items that you have sold, and basically you're going to be able to replenish those over and over again. So we're going to refresh this page, and let's say we want a higher ROI than just 30%. because the lower ROI you're doing, I think the more advanced you need to be in order to actually make sure that you're actually going to sell it for the price that you think it's going to sell for. And then that there's going to be no return issues. Those are kind of the only two other complicating factors, especially if you're doing merch fulfilled and you're not sending items to FBA. If you're sending items to FBA, you do have to think about there's a possibility that items could get lost or damaged in shipping every once in a while. But I really can't cover all these different ways of selling. There's just so many different ways to sell. So we're gonna type like 70% ROI in here. I'm looking for new condition. There are some people who do just use condition. And if you're doing the Amazon side, actually on both sides, I'm gonna show you how to actually verify what the price of an item is and does it sell. So we're gonna start with eBay and then we're gonna go to Amazon. So let's say we have a Canon toner. We're gonna look up a specific model number of Canon toner. So I don't really know what the best one to look up is, but we're just gonna act like we found this Canon 137 toner cartridge at a estate sale. We would want to make sure it's actually Canon. By checking the brand. We don't want aftermarket stuff. And this is what you're going to be doing on your phone. If you're looking up items, I would strongly recommend looking up items every single time you purchase the item. Don't just buy because you think it seems like it should be valuable, because it might not make sense. You want to actually know you're going to be making a profit when you purchase an item. So we're going to check new. And we can see that there is 108 results for this type of Canon toner. So we can we kind of don't care what people are listing their item for. They can list it up at whatever price they want. Someone could list this at $300, but that doesn't mean that that's actually the price that someone's actually going to purchase. We care what people are actually selling this for. So in order to see what people are selling this for, we would click down here, sold and completed items. And on your phone, you're going to have the eBay app. Just download that. It's free. It's easy. In your search, you can search for something. You can go top right to filter. You can click show more, and you filter by sold and completed listings. And that's going to give you the same thing as this, but we're just on the desktop right now. Real quick, I'm gonna take a look at chat to just say hi to everyone. We got Camden here saying, are you mostly FBM or FBA now? I am just about all FBM now. I think I have maybe 50 books in FBA because I did consignment for a friend. And we got I forgot how to say your name. Arman, that's probably how you say it. Let me know if I'm saying it wrong. I see you all the time and I've seen you for a long time. I just don't know how to say your name, but it's good to see you. But yeah, mostly FBM. We're gonna continue sharing here. So we're seeing that one of these sold for 50 bucks, 45 bucks, 47 bucks, 60 bucks, 35 bucks. This, if you see it's, I have a feeling this isn't actual Canon. But yeah, you can kind of get a vibe for what this is selling for. I don't know, somewhere in the $40 to $60 range. So probably 50 bucks seems pretty fair. So if we were to find this at a thrift store, we could be pretty confident we're going to sell this for $40 to $60. And now how fast you're going to be able to sell it is going to be related to how you price it as well. Because if you list this at $30, it will probably sell almost immediately. But if you list this at $60 or $70, it actually might not even sell. But that's a little nuanced. The other thing for actually understanding how fast it's going to sell is looking at this comparison between how many solds there are, 155, versus how many are listed, 108. And these results, if I remember right, are for the last 3 months. And so basically in a 3-month period, we're seeing that over 100% of the items have sold compared to what's actively listed. So this is a very fast moving item in the grand scheme of things. This is a good item to sell on eBay. So if you're in that $40 to $60 range, almost for sure you're going to get a sale within 3 months. And so again, the calculations, I'll just throw up a Google document here. Let's say we sell for 50 bucks times 13%. So basically you're going to get 87% back of your sale. $50 times 0.87 is $43.50. And then let's say you're going to ship this and it's going to cost $10 to ship. You're going to have to understand the skill of shipping items. It's a very foundational skill in reselling, but if you're comfortable with shipping stuff, it's just going to be the foundational skill in order to actually help you sell stuff. So if you know that this is going to sell for $10, the $10 shipping is going to be $33.50. And if we found this at a estate sale for $5, that's their cost of goods. And that's going to be $28.50 in profit. So that's wonderful, but you have to actually go out there and find something like this. And you're just going to end up scanning lots of different products and finding stuff where it doesn't make sense. Let's say you find, I don't know, something like this, except it sells for, like all the solds are showing $12. Well, $12 sounds great when you're getting it for $1, but if it's $12 times 0.87, that's $10.44, and then you get it for $1, that's $9.44, and then you have to ship it for $10, you're losing money. So that's, you want to make sure that you're not selling stuff for a loss just because you think it's selling for something. Hey, I did say it right. Let's go. Christian says he got a letter from Logitech. Yeah, I feel like I've gotten a lot of letters recently. This is so basically for people who don't even know what he's talking about, as you do a bit more volume and sell more stuff, it kind of increases your chances that you're going to end up stepping on some brands' toes that they don't like you selling. So there are certain brands that they're basically going to try to get you to stop selling their stuff. And I guess what he's saying is Logitech is one of them. And on a side note, we got Muzzramp Robert Baker in the chat. Good to see you, man. But yeah, talking about letters, yeah, I'm just trying to think of how to word this. Basically, brands will threaten to sue you if you keep selling their stuff. And most of the time it is threatening only. If you want to be completely safe, just stop selling the item. And oftentimes, almost for sure that will keep you safe. Sometimes that's just too safe though. Generally, I try to sell through my stuff and then determine if I want to restock it or not. Have I tried Teager? Is that a brand? I don't even know what that is. I'm looking it up right now. Let me type it, and I should be sharing screen as well. I'm not sharing screen yet. There we go. What is this? Oh, grills. Oh, grills. I recently was selling some George Foreman grills, and they looked really good. I was having major return issues with them because people were wanting to return them, but they're non-returnable due to hazmat issues. So in order to like give good customer service, I was having to give refunds. But yeah, there's probably some stuff in this brand. I have never heard of this brand actually. And Muzzramp is saying, I usually ignore and sell out. I got one from Zern that kept count of how many letters they sent me. Only once I got a FedEx one and I ignored it. Ended up with an IP claim because they included a sticker with their listing years ago, and I was a new seller. Sent them a return label. Oh, he says you're crazy. I just send them a return label. Yes, I guess I haven't done that part of it correctly. I didn't know you could even do returns for hazmat issues, but there you go. Learned something new today. Thank you. And that way I can keep selling that stuff and just give them a return label. Yeah, and actually I've sold Zern before, and they definitely sent me letters. And what I was doing is I would unlist and then relist during the weekend when I didn't think they'd see me to try to sell out. That's something you can do if you really want to. It's just kind of a pain. They sell smokers. Oh, covers for smokers. That's a good idea. The covers or the accessories. That's a really good idea, actually. Won't sell the barbecue, far too large. Yeah, it would have to be a small barbecue. Okay, so you basically just send them a return label and just be like, Amazon is weird. It should just send you a return label. I'll send you one. Yeah. I will do that in the future, actually. That's cool. We can keep selling those then. Yeah, I've done it a lot when I was in the fragrance niche. If I thought they were scamming, I would just send a return label. Nice. Oh yeah, and I was reading this. I did that with the Sally Beauty Supply brand because they sent me a certified letter every weekend, but I relist it. Yeah, there's been a few things I've done that with. Sometimes it's a situation of like, I want to keep selling this profitably. And then other times it's a situation like, I know I should probably get off this listing because it is risky of getting a claim, like you said, or getting sued. But you want to sell through first. You don't want to just like be stuck with the inventory. I'm going to go ahead and share screen and share the second way to find an item's value, and specifically on Amazon. Sorry, I haven't talked this much all day. Introvert coming out of the woodworks here. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm looking up this item on Amazon. I'm not sure if I should do this specific item because a lot of people are gated in Canon. But I mean, we're talking about Canon, so let's just talk about Canon. Amazon, look this up. Okay, so here we go. I wonder if that other one was someone creating this listing without Canon as the brand to sell Canon so they can get around the ungate. I need to put RevSeller back on this computer. I just switched computers. Anyways, most people use SellerAmp. So we're going to analyze with SellerAmp. And actually, I think there are certain Canon I am able to sell and certain that I'm not. Fascinating. I think a ton of people got gated in this. But that's not the basics at all. Or I don't know what's going on this listing. I'm going to check the chat real quick before we get into how to price items on Amazon. Transparency codes don't make it safe to resell. Yeah, I don't like transparency codes. It's one of my favorite things about Amazon. Okay, so basic level graphs. Oh my gosh, scary. I mean, the people in the chat already know how to use a Keepa graph, but what this is Keepa. For those who are watching on the replay or just hanging out, not in the chat. If you're selling on Amazon, like, look, if you're selling used books from thrift stores for $1 and you just go by sales rank, and sales rank is basically the closer to zero, the faster it sells, that business model will work for you. That's fine. But if you're actually putting money down and selling these products on Amazon, like let's say you had to spend $40 on this Canon in order to sell it for $80, that is, you want to be right. You need to be right if you're going to spend $40 on an item to sell it for $80. So basically, the way that we see that you are right is the price the correct price? And am I going to actually make money with that price? And then is this actually going to sell? So the way that we see this at a very basic level is unchecking all this. We can see two main things going on in this section here. The green line goes up and down. And when the green line goes down closer to zero, that means it sells faster. If this was a slower listing, you'd see the green line go from way high all the way down, and you'd say that that's probably one sale. In this case, it's kind of staying low, and it's just staying low as more sales happen. So this is getting a lot of sales. And in the middle section, you can see that it's estimating that this is getting 1,000 to 2,000 sales a month. So this is selling quite a bit. And so if we can see in the past 3 months that the price has just about always been over $80 and there have been sales happening, we can pretty confidently guess that if nothing changes, we would be able to sell this for $80 if we were to list this today or even in a month. Now it does look like this is a more advanced thing that this doesn't happen that much, but there was a major drop off in the amount of sellers that we're seeing here. And so this isn't something that happens much, so you don't have to worry about it too much, but either a bunch of people got gated and so they're not allowed to sell this on Amazon anymore, or people got IP claims or something like that. So on a listing like this, I would probably be cautious and double check that you can actually sell this product. But if we just ignored this just for the very basic understanding of what sells on Amazon and for how much and how fast does it sell, we can see that this sells quite quickly. It's 4,000, 3,000 in office. This is saying it sells 1,000 times a month, and it's just about always over $80. So let's say the current price right now is $79.33. We always want to use a calculator, put that price into here, and we can see that we would get $60 back if we were to sell this. And so if we were to purchase this on eBay and send an offer to someone, we'd have to get it at the lower end of market probably. But if we purchase this for $40, we can make $20 profit and 51% ROI. So if you just did this over and over and over again in different ways with different products and spread yourself thin, or if you found a product that sold very quickly and you could get lots of it, you could make a full-time income doing this for sure. And that's what I've been doing for the last 3 years with eBay to Amazon. So we got some people in the chat. We got Kevin. Good to see you, Kevin. King Checkmate. He's been making videos for a long time as well. Danny says that listing has a huge new count going down. Safe? ? Yeah, I think this comment was from a couple minutes ago, but I would be very cautious of that. Yep. I want to know who Triple Net Pricing is. They are everywhere. It's me. I am Triple Net. No, I am. Yeah, it's I think people got gated. I'm 99% sure that there was another level of Canon gating recently. INR group. Yeah, them and Triple Net I see all the time. And I think Triple Net, they got to be like some big distributor liquidation company because they have thousands and thousands of listings. Let's see if I can share screen here. Like, I'm pretty sure they have, yeah, here's, at least if I remember right, they have thousands of listings. Yeah, they have 156,000 listings. Like, this is not like someone who's just like super casual. I think I have 500 ASINs in my store. He has 156,000. Maybe he's drop shipping. I don't know. But like, he has some serious money on the line here. He really likes tools, office products. He has 2,800 3M listings. Fascinating. Danny says, would you buy that still, even if the offer count shot down? I would probably stretch myself to be like, this needs to be really high ROI. And I would double, triple check to make sure that you're actually still ungated. In this situation, I've seen that certain Canon listings got gated recently. So I'm 99% sure in this situation, it's because of that. So if I was ungated, I think I would feel okay with it. Side question, what made you get the office? Basically, the space that I have for inventory is downstairs in an unfinished basement. And it was, it's like cold, no windows, not very nice to work down there. And then I just get more done at the office, honestly. It's nice to like do all the serious work in the office and then go home and relax and try to be Seth instead of business Seth, you know. Unfinished business. Torture chamber for scammers. Torture chamber for these eBay sellers. They're nuts sometimes. Got to talk to a lot of people. Yeah, unfinished business. Yeah. So, I mean, at the very basic level of buying and selling items for profit, a lot of people in the chat already know how to do this. But it's basically at a very basic level, can I get items for cheaper and sell for what they're worth on either eBay or Amazon? Super high margin if you thrift to eBay or Amazon. You can target stuff more and scale a little bit more if you purchase online to sell on Amazon. And you can get better and better and understand all the little variations and details and things as you go along. We have Danny here saying, I'm guessing the IP is when the offer count goes down to one seller, but in that listing, there was still 21 sellers active, which means it wasn't that bad. Yeah, when the seller count goes down, it's not just for IP, like it is for gating sometimes. But the thing is if the seller count goes down, even like we saw in that Keepa graph, that still could be IP, because there are situations where a brand will sell and send IP claims to like 10 sellers or 20 sellers, but not every single seller. So I wouldn't purchase that unless you are really risky, or you actually like have some information about like the fact that I said that Canon gated sellers like this. That's the only reason I think I would revise my answer. I'd say I probably wouldn't buy it unless I knew that Canon was gating sellers. I hate eBay sellers would spread eBay tape everywhere. Like, dude, stop. Buy a poly bag for 10 cents. I hate the eBay tape, especially if you're trying to send to a prep center. It's so annoying. Let's see. I also had an eBay buyer, actually. I was selling liquidation on eBay. And my prep center shipped. They did ship the last day that they were supposed to ship. So, okay, the seller or the buyer did have to wait a little bit for the shipping. But he messages me and said that I was scamming him and that I should just go ahead and refund his order because he's just going to return it when he gets there because I haven't shipped yet. And like, number one, I shipped on time. And then number two, and then he also was telling me that I haven't shipped yet, but we had shipped. Like if you click into the tracking, it shows like the progression of the item, like it was halfway across the country already. I'm not doing a great job explaining the situation, but just eBay sellers are nuts. Danny is saying, would you risk and purchase an ASIN where the brand is on the listing, but there is also 3 other third-party FBA sellers? It depends on more than that, probably. I would probably try to stay safe. It depends. Usually for that type of situation, that's where having friends who sell helps, because they might have some information about that brand that you don't know. So if they know like, oh yeah, I've been selling that for the last 4 months, that's some helpful information. All right. Thank you guys for getting on. I will include a link to our Discord. That's where a lot of us know each other from. In the description, it's a free group. Otherwise, have a great rest of the day and take care, guys. Bye.